linked with on paper probably some of the best matches. So looking forward to this one.
Predictions? Are we going to see the same result?
Oh, not sure. Yeah, it's, again, you know, we say it time and again, but the break is a huge one. Luca's got a massive break. Shaun's is a good break as well. You know, the break is so important. It's obviously, from what I've seen of both of these players so far this weekend, they've played some good stuff. So hopefully it'll be a nice open match, and I see plenty of attacking pool.
I think it has been a pleasure to watch Luke Gilbert come on as a professional player. Tipped him a couple of years ago for taking down the Pro Series, and was very happy to see him do the business in February. I think if this match had happened 12 months ago, you'd be saying Shaun was sort of heavy favourite, and now we're looking at it thinking it's a 50-50 game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he has come on leaps and bounds. Obviously has a very good CV as a junior, for want of a better word for it. So
yeah, he's just come out of the juniors now, isn't he, at national level?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Still only a whippersnapper to us, Dave. We've probably forgot more than he knows.
Well, maybe you. Certainly having a good run thus far is Luke, once again. Always looked very composed, and I was lucky enough to do his match against Phil Harrison, who I do know is his personal hero. He thinks an awful lot of Phil, as an awful lot of you professional players do. And you always feel that when you've sort of grown up with someone as good as Phil near you, it adds another dynamic in the match and an extra layer of pressure. But he did the business and played very well. Deserved the win.
Had a nice start. It's always good to get going quick, and nice little finish.
Big build up, magnificent control of the cue ball straight up the middle. Nearly last ball moving. Yellow did find its way into that right centre pocket though. And looks a fair opportunity on both colours here, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think both of them. As long as the red here closest to the 8 ball by these two yellows, as long as it passes, reds are okay, and yellows, yeah, again much the same. I think they both may pass into the bottom right hand pocket. Certainly one of them does. So yeah, I mean he had a choice. He's opted for reds, which I think would have been my choice. Yeah, I think looking at it, he's looking at it now just to see if it passes. I think it does.
Will the one furthest right be his last ball?
Oh, it definitely does now.
It definitely is.
So yeah, obviously it didn't, but that's why he's played the cannon. But
he'd love to have an angle on this one to the centre just to go up table.
Yeah, I think he can just drop it in soft as well, and you know, one either or really, doesn't matter which way he plays it. Yeah, just played it well. I think he could have dropped that in as well and then just dragged the ball in, and I think he had a choice. It's however you sort of feel more comfortable, really. Is there really a wrong way if you get them as such? You know, I get that you obviously putting more pressure on yourself if you go an unconventional way, but if that's the way that you feel more comfortable, is it really wrong for you? I don't buy into it so much.
I think all you guys that are at the top of the game go about finishes a different way, and you know, there's an argument to say you don't move balls if you have to, but some players prefer doubles, some people prefer them down the rails, and I think you just go the way that suits your game. And I think you're right, there is no wrong way if you fancy them that way.
I understand it, but obviously, you know, your pattern play, and you know, when you're under pressure, it obviously does help, you know, going what we'd consider the right way about a particular finish, and keeping things simple. I understand that, but sometimes we will, like I say, like to go different ways based on our shot preference. And
yeah, I mean, if you're under it out there in pressure moments, there's no doubt that the right theory would be to play the Phil Harrison way and not move that cue ball as little as possible, and try and leave natural angles when you can. Keep things simple.
I want to know where they got this carpet from. It's really bouncy and comfortable. I want to stick some in my house.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got a good break, as Luke.
In his match against Phil, if you can believe it, he was hitting it even harder. Cue ball up in the air probably 2 or 3 times, and on one occasion he was very lucky to keep it on the table. Yeah,
I bounced one off yesterday, me. So hard I was hitting it. It's bounced it straight off, nearly hit someone at the side of the head.
I hope they've got it on camera. The way I've heard you talk about your own break before.
Believable. Just got to mind his work here. Again, going back to the conversation we were just having about, moving too many balls around. He doesn't need to do that. Didn't want to be straight.
Yeah, didn't want to be straight. Can only really play short side if he wants the one on the top rail next. You are able to cheat a bit of the pocket though. What we're bridging over and playing into half a pocket, it's not ideal.
He's played that nice. Hit that really cleanly.
So steady on the shot, isn't he?
Oh,
just pushing it into the cushion, and it's the first mistake of the match.
Yeah, that's a bad miss. Unexpected.
And it's a great chance for Shaun. I think the 2 reds just near the 8 ball there are in an offset plant.
Yeah, it's a tough plant that though. Yeah, I wouldn't like to be taking it on. I think there's enough space to land in behind them and get a pocket for them there. I wouldn't be playing no plant.
It's just how the camera can catch you out. You look at it from here, and it doesn't look too bad, but at the other angle you can see how offset it is.
Yeah, it is deceiving.
Not a lot of room between them 2 reds.
I think he could possibly top this one in the middle now and find that gap. Bring the cue ball to the right hand rail as we look at the table. Yeah, so he's just gone back a little bit further than he was there, so he's now got the chance to top through and land pretty much exactly where he's standing. Doesn't want to hit the yellow, doesn't want to land right under the rail. Doesn't want to land there either, really, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, can he just drop this in and guarantee a shot on either red?
Yeah, I think from there, I mean, if he drops it in and uses the bottom red of the 2 to hold the cue ball, he leaves himself the one in the middle with a natural angle to come up and down the table, so I think he's okay here. Just trickle it in, pocket weight.
Nice.
Yeah, so he can either go up and down, or he can play the one along the rail if he wants to. So however he sort of feels about it, he's got a choice. I think for me, it'd be the one in the middle up and down, but again, camera angle's a bit deceiving. Has he got the natural angle? Has he got to force it a little bit? From there, it looks like he's got the natural angle, but I think he'd have played it by now if it was as simple as what I'm making it out to be.
If he does play your shot, he's certainly got a bigger window than playing the one along the bottom cushion and trying to thread between the 8 and the yellow. Yes, it's a big gap, but he can't really fail to be on the red.
Just needs to avoid an in-off or catching the jaw or anything like that of the middle.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine.
Perfect. Lovely shot.
Judge the power. Perfectly shown that. And when your opponent makes a mistake, you have to capitalise. It's exactly what he's done, and his reward is the break in the next. Good stuff by both players. Luke blinked and Shaun's taken advantage.
I know he's not listening, so I'm alright.
Angling for a rematch, I reckon.
Oh.
Well, I presume he's trying to bring the cue ball back up the middle of the table there, so it was heading up that way. It certainly wasn't going to the pocket, and he will feel a little bit unfortunate there.
It just tracked with the red, didn't it, a little bit, and
but colour separation once again reasonably good. If the yellow nearest us, bottom of your screen's passes, then all the yellows have a pocket. But will he be considering reds?
Yeah, I think if the red that looks like it's touching the yellow in the middle of the table there goes, then reds are definitely the suit. Well, that's not a good shot, is it?
Yeah.
I think he's sort of a little bit of a lack of concentration on that one.
Far from ideal. And the only thing he's really got is a cut into the corner. He's considering the plant, which, to be fair, he would have had to play it at some point. So,
well, he tried to go into the red, so to not play this shot. He's okay.
In one shot's time, could be back in prime position. Needs an angle on this one. Otherwise, it's just backwards. Well, keeping things simple.
Well, he's got to play this now with a little bit of right hand side and bring it on and off the rail through a little gap. And this is a tough enough shot as it is, plain ball, let alone playing it with side. He's played it nice though. It's a good shot. Again with this one, he'll just play this with a little bit of right hand side just to widen the angle and bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table.
Just to avoid the yellow.
Yeah. What's the spin? There's a spin on the cue ball there. Perfect. Well, not the way he wanted to go, but the same result nonetheless, and we are back level at 2 apiece. I've got a full back.
Honestly, couldn't agree more.
Exactly. I'll give you that fiver later.
Tongue well in cheek. Problems.
Yeah, plenty of little issues within this one.
Well,
yeah, it's a nice shot.
Doesn't look like he's in the mood for playing any safety, Luke.
No. Can you glance off the face of the red? That's what he's looking at. There you go. So, potting the yellow top left as we look at the table, glancing off the face of the red. And developing his only bad ball, really. Great shot.
What
Great
a shot that is. Luke Gilbert.
And a tap from Shaun in acknowledgement. Lovely shot.
Now, I'll give you your dues there, Jimmy. Not everybody would have seen that shot straight away. You've obviously seen it, so has Luke.
Yeah, I can see him. I can't play him, but I can see him. It's a case of do as I say, not do as I do.
That's pretty much the job of a commentator, Jimmy. Well, yeah, he's developed a couple of problems already. Let's take another look at this shot. It just went absolutely perfect. Deserves it. Good stuff. Still got one more issue though with that yellow, closest to the 8 ball.
Yeah, if it goes in the left middle, it's okay. Otherwise, you'd have to find a way of getting into the red and shifting it. Well, that's not the best shot in the world because he's gone a little bit further than he wanted to. He's now going to have to come down the other side of the table, which brings the middle pocket into play here. If he was straight on that, it was just a simple screw back, but now he's got to screw or top the other side of the red.
Can always die, can't it, off the top cushion?
There you go. Middle bag comes into play. He's played it well though, because he can just drop it in. Is a little bit too much angle.
I think he's
going to try and go into the red for that reason, because I think if he was straight, he could have just dropped it in, rolled the yellow to the left middle, and he was perfect on the 8 ball, whereas now he's got to go into the red. This can go wrong.
Well, I tell you what, Jimmy, if he does get out from here, he's really earned it.
See, I mean, he's okay, he's got a chance, he's got a pot, but he's relying more on a little bit of fortune here with the cue ball.
Well, he can play a double and guarantee a shot on the 8, or he can cut it in and take his chances.
Yeah, he could even knock the 8 ball in here off this shot.
The cut it is.
Oh,
he's got the double
well.
kiss.
Oh, lovely. He'll take them all day long.
Definitely the best finish to the match. Not disturb anything. Anyway, back to Shaun versus Luke. And this time he gets a little bit of good fortune, or does he? Well, he'll be very surprised not to make a ball there.
Yeah, and his left red's about as good as you could ever want them. You wouldn't mind these in a deciding frame in a World Final, I'll tell you that. Oh, that isn't a good shot at all.
Yeah, it's not pulled up, so all he's got is a plant.
Yeah, and the plant's not easy. It's not like it's hanging over the pocket and it's offset.
And the cue ball's going away from his work. Now he might be able to hold it off the 8.
Yeah, he's got to hold it off the 8 really. I'm just concerned if he does make the plant, the other red will drop to the rail.
Very good.
Yeah, nice
Is he
shot.
on one? I think he can get the one to the left centre.
Yeah, I think he can. That's a very, very good shot. Played it with loads of confidence. It's good to see.
Luke Gilbert looks very composed and very driven at the moment. Taking on every opportunity he gets. Hard work has been done. Just watch his cue ball here. Yeah. Not hampered, but certainly hindered, but nothing to do with the white. Just drop this one into the centre. He looks very good, Jimmy. I mean, they both do, but Luke's ran into trouble a couple of times in the last 2 frames and still managed to make the clearance. Yes, you've got to have a little bit of run.
Rocket of a break.
Excellent once again. Really is.
Absolute rocket of a break the lad's got. And a nice opener as well. Yeah, I wouldn't mind landing that break. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I remember speaking to Luke and saying, you know, he's not just a big break. That's not all he is, and he gets spoken about, but it really is that good. You can't not talk about it because you know how hard that is to do consistently.
Yeah, he has got a good break. It's one of his biggest weapons, that's for sure. Giving himself enough chances to win, then that's what it's all about. As I've said many times before, it's not the ability of, you know, a lot of the players. They can all do the same things. They can all, you know, cause a lot of damage. But the break and giving yourself enough opportunities to win matches is you know, a big difference. Breaking like that, you're always going to have, well, more often than not, you're going to have enough opportunities to win.
Oh, we're just so used to talking about names like Tom and Jack having a big break, and the consistency in Luke's. Is he joining that category of player?
He's certainly up there with the break, yeah, I think so. I don't think well, obviously he's won a pro event, he's obviously a very, very good player. In terms of a a professional senior CV. Of course, it's not in that capacity as yet, but
give him chance.
He is only
he's 24 or something.
He is only 11. Yeah, yeah. Lovely. Doesn't want to be straight really. Wanted a little bit of angle so he could bring it off, but he's a little bit straighter than he probably wanted to be. He's going to have to cue a nice one in off the cushion here, but should be okay.
Yeah, you're just taking your medicine here, are you?
You got to. Yeah. Just pinched a little bit of the pocket to leave the cue ball off the rail as much as possible.
Just adds an extra layer of difficulty when your hand's not on the table. But it's beautifully cued. 5-2. Makes a ball. It's a remarkable difference though between his and Luke's. Just that whip.
Yeah, yeah. Shaun seems to, and I noticed this on Monday night in the Champions League as well. Shaun seems to be kind of maybe making a few tweaks with his break, which he always has done, but he doesn't quite seem happy with what's going on with his break at the moment. There seems to be a bit of movement there. He seems to be a little bit hesitant to break off. If you analyse the amount of time he's actually down queuing up before he hits the pack, there's clearly some changes going on there. So it's understandable that he's not breaking as well as we are used to seeing.
Not quite as fluent with the timing.
No.
I mean, as a player yourself, coming into the commentary box, I know you've done a lot of this. When you watch a player hit a break well, you can feel what they've felt by watching, can't you?
Yeah.
You just know. And it just wasn't the same. Does he deserve such an awkward layout? Is it that bad though? If you can drop this in, one up to the top left, but 3-ball plant isn't very appetising down at the bottom right.
It seems again. I mean, I don't know if we can watch that shot again, but it seemed to be very snatchy on the delivery there. I did mention this the other night. He seemed to be, sort of snatching at a lot of shots, and earlier on he was doing the same thing. Snatching, delivering the cue very, very quickly on a lot of shots. Oh dear.
That's about the worst case scenario.
So if you look at Shaun's shot, look how quick he hits the cue ball here compared to how he's queuing up. It's like a stab.
Yeah.
There's no kind of drive through with it. And if you watch how he's queuing up, he's very like it's queuing fine.
A little bit like queuitis.
Yeah, a little
almost.
bit. Yeah.
And
that's just a confidence thing.
You always know a player's very confident if you see them pause for an extra sort of half a second.
Yeah.
And Shaun's just not doing that.
No, he's not.
That said, he's got an opportunity. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It was a great example on the replay as well.
Doesn't really want to hit this red.
Yeah, no damage done. Does this red next to the yellow go into the right centre?
It does, yeah. It definitely
very
does.
helpful.
Just needs an angle on it just to be bringing his cue ball down towards his last red. The one closest to us as we look at the screen now. Stop. Yeah, that's a nice shot. It was a little bit too much angle, just fractionally, but he should be okay. I think if he plays this with a little bit of left-hand side, it kind of slows. He doesn't have to hit the cue ball as hard. He can let the side do the work, and he might even hit the yellow. It looks like he's sort of screwing it on and off the rail, but I'd play it slightly different.
Yeah, took a risk, but he's okay. And needs to get back pretty much where he is now for the 8. Well. Bridging over as well. Does make it missable, I suppose. It's nice when you predict one. Sure, Storry won't agree, I don't think. But yeah, things just not going his way. An extra roll to land on that one to middle. And I think he would have been out there, but just gave himself a little bit too much to do.
He's a bit unsure which way to go here.
Well, I'm sure he's already... Well, he's going to play a safety here.
Yeah, I think that's the right shot. Yeah, I like that shot. And he's blocked the up and down as well.
Yeah, I think this is touching ball, so it's going to be 2 cushions minimum.
I think this might be a slight gap. Eagle eyes. Not that it matters.
No, yeah, just the 1 cushion, yeah, so there must be a gap.
Must be a slight gap, see what I mean? The eyes aren't going yet. Just the cue action that's gone. He's got it. He's got it. Oh, what a shot. What an escape that is. I bet Luke's thinking, I wish I'd have gone for them.
Have we just seen a turning point as we do see him deposit the 8? That man won't be feeling too great. Let's take another look at this fantastic shot by Shaun.
As soon as he hit it, I thought he's got it.
Excellent once again.
Look at this.
Red's barreling into the right centre pocket.
Just been a little bit unfortunate.
Just at the last minute, these two up near the breaking line.
That's it. Look how these 2 Reds just followed each other in there so quick. Brilliant break again. Crunched them. I think he might take yellows here, you know. If he can. Can he? Has he got a yellow on? Not sure he has.
The best way to retaliate when you...
Oh, he must have. It must go to the... Did it go to the centre? Yeah, he's going yellows.
The best way to retaliate when your opponent's just finished from a sort of 1 in 10 shot is to just finish in the first visit. Just coming round to have a look if either of these 2 yellows go into the right centre. I think the one that's left of the 8 ball goes into the left centre. Certainly will go up into the left corner once he clears the top area of the table. So, key shot coming up in 1 shot's time. How's his angle, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think he's good. Does he just try and screw into the... See where you got this line of Reds here? If he tries to screw into the centre one of the 3, he'd be fine.
Yeah, use it as a target ball. Wow.
It's a nice shot.
It is.
It's a little bit close to the rail. Probably wanted to be a little bit closer to the yellows, but
I think he's okay here.
He's got a shot, yeah, absolutely.
He's on 2 of these yellows. We just saw from that last camera angle. Top left up of his target and hold off the 8. Biggest shot of the match, you feel, so far.
Oh,
how well has he cued that?
Wow. Another great finish here. A player full of confidence. And playing like this, he's going to take some stopping.
Yeah, no sulking from Luke Gilbert. He needs just 1 more.
Don't go in off and don't dry. He definitely hasn't dried.
Yeah, definitely.
He hasn't gone in off. And it's just a little bit smelly. Always 1 ball, it seems, you know, and when you're absolutely flying, you're full of confidence and you know you're winning everything, you know, things go right, don't they? The balls seem to come out always smelling of roses. Whereas when you're just making a few little errors and you're not quite yourself, you break off like that, 2 or 3 balls go in, but they go a little bit awkward. Just seems to pan out that way, doesn't it?
Well, he didn't catch the break as intended, did he? The cue ball flying over to the side. I mean, it wasn't too close to the centre pocket, but he wouldn't have been happy. That said, he's played a good shot and opened everything up for himself. A very important frame, like you alluded to.
Yeah,
these have just got to go.
You'd fancy him getting these, that's for sure.
The only thing he has got in his favour at the moment, Shaun, is because every frame has been sort of 2 visits, as we just see him land a bit straight on this to the top left.
Yeah, I think I'd have left a big angle there and kept my cue ball at the top of the table.
He's got plenty of time on the match clock.
It should be okay, but I definitely wouldn't have gone this route.
Yeah, I mean, he's forced about as much angle as he could there. I mean, at the start when he came to the table, he would have wanted the red that's in the middle of the 3 as his last ball, I'm sure. He'll still be able to do that. He can as he misses the red, but he's just overdone this.
Yeah, no,
he's again, but
he's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Can just drop this in and leave it nice and straight.
Yeah. Just slightly pinch the pocket, little soft screw. Move the ball about 3 inches here. Yeah, perfect.
Keeps himself in the match. 10 frames played.
Look at this break again.
But.
Oh, hello.
But.
Terrible break.
So much movement.
He needs to work on that break. He does.
Well.
I've never seen Shaun jump out of his chair so quick.
He really was up like a gazelle, wasn't he? Few problems though, whichever colour set he takes. Yes, yellows are all good, apart from one that might double. I'm not sure he can pot a red, which is why I've put that in as a possibility. So, just the yellow on the far right of your screens to deal with. And I think it will double if he chooses not to move it. We just saw from the overhead shot. Even though there's plenty of time on the clock, just the way the match has gone, he just won't want to let Luke to the table, will he?
No, absolutely not. Certainly the way Luke's playing, you want to keep him off the table.
Well, this one in and hold, and that's opened up that problem yellow. But is he okay here, Jimmy? I mean, he can cut it in, but he's losing the cue ball, surely.
I think it might go.
Does this one go cushion red pocket? That's
just
what he's had a look at.
Keen to see how he plays this, because a few of these shots he's snatched at him a little bit when he's had to try and power them in. Yeah, he tried.
Well, he tried to nudge the one on the right hand side as well.
He did. Put all his eggs in one basket there, and he's left himself in a world of trouble. What's he got for us now? Worst case scenario, cover the pocket maybe.
Which I think he's going to do. Or has he? No, he hasn't.
Don't think he has.
So Luke is going to get an opportunity to close out this match. And from what he's shown us thus far, we expect him to do so. Tricky opening red, though.
Commentator's curse.
Absolutely.
It is a thing. It does exist. Has he left the double? Because if he's left the double, from the overhead it looks a bit awkward, but from the normal camera angle it looks fine. If he's left the double,
yeah, just
great opportunity for Shaun here just to bring the cue ball into the bulk end and leave himself on what we deem as his awkward.
I think the double kiss was coming into question there.
Is it to stop? Is it to pull up?
Yeah, it looks to have gone maybe a roll too far. Can check it up with a lot of power, obviously. But reading body language, I don't think he likes it. Big shot, this. Excellent. Where's the cue ball? Oh my.
Wow. Could it have landed any worse?
Not really, no.
I just don't understand where he was trying to get. Was he maybe trying to screw back and play the skill
Combination
shot?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Can he do a Jordan Shepherd here? Chop it in onto the red, come around the angles and knock it in? I don't think it's there, to be honest. Oh, he's got it.
Not this time. Lightning hasn't struck twice. Now it's just hold yourself together time. One on the right hand side will be his last ball. Oh, what has he done here?
Well, that red will be replaced over the pocket. It's just dropped in, did you not? Yeah. So that's going to go back over the pocket. It's a good job.
Just checking you're paying attention, Jimmy.
It's a good job, because if it didn't...
You very rarely see that, do you?
He's actually played a really poor shot if he didn't have a ball there. But it's a good job it was there. So if you just watch the red over the top right-hand pocket, it just drops in on its own accord.
Wow. I thought Greg Batten was in the arena.
Yeah.
Doing magic tricks.
He'd have made it jump up.
I mean, he's trying to get exactly where it was. It doesn't make too much difference,
no,
obviously.
I don't think it does. Properly. It would be funny though now if Luke was on this shot and he sort of played it and potted the cue ball because it dropped in again. That'd be quite funny to see. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. What's he played here?
Whoa! I think he's nestled on this.
He has.
He has.
100% he has.
Wow. Drama at the end of this encounter.
Sloppy, really, though, isn't it? It is sloppy.
Yeah, there's a big margin for error. I suppose you could play it harder and make sure. And this isn't a guarantee either. He's got to play it off 2 cushions. Excellent. Wow. Making hard work of it.
Tempted to play the snooker? Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He'll try and nestle in behind this red. Yeah, well, that's the right shot for me.
Yeah, but he's done this once before and we saw the outcome.
Yeah, here we go.
I mean, you can't see him not making contact with this yellow that he's closest to, and there's 2 pockets he could make it in. Third attempt for Shaun Storry at this type of shot.
He's going to try and hit the one down the bottom of the table here. Has to not leave a shot if he gets out of it.
Oh, no. He's hit the 8.
It's a really poor shot, really.
Well, the one thing he has done is made the 8 a little bit more difficult to transition, but Luke's just going to take the one on the right-hand side, you feel, first. Yeah.
For those who are unfamiliar with the rules, you might just be tuning in for the first time. It is ball in hand anywhere on the table after a foul. So no, he wasn't cheating. And that is about as perfect as you can be for the victory. Luke Gilbert will shake Shaun Storry's hand, and a very comprehensive performance. He went to shake the ref's hand and he wasn't there. He'd be waiting. Yeah, and there we go.
It does come in.